These are questions we need to start asking. Norma, I made the announcement that I'm quitting soda cold turkey, so I'm going to need you all to help me.
Yeah, I don't really care about
It's strictly going to be H2O. Now I can put some Crystal Light or something in that, but that's it.
Judge, that's a diet.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Is that a diet? What are the first three letters of diet?
I know, but I'm not doing soda. I'm not going to do it. Going to cut it out. No, I tried sparkling water. It just doesn't taste right. No.
I'm the same way.
I don't like that. I don't like mineral water. And guys?
I did. I don't know that. Other than
Mhm. So you think I should do it cold turkey? Is that what you're telling me?
No, not cold turkey, Judge.
Am I going to get the shakes if I?
No, I think you're gonna be afraid we're gonna be
Yes. Norma, do you think if I quit cold turkey, I'm going to say, I know it's midnight, but we're going to continue?
I'm doing one today. I just quit once we.
All right, I've got to quit.
That's how I did it. And then we totally.
See, once I quit cold turkey and then
You can ask.
I used one, and then it's a slippery slope. Once you do one soda, you're like, sugar, where have you been all my life? Is this your client?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay, all right, okay. So, and I see that I was reading over the supplemental report also, Charles, that Ms. Sherrizola, what is going on here? Okay, so ma'am, I see that what probation is saying. First of all, let me start. You know why you're here today, right?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Why are we here? What are we doing? What am I doing right now? What is this called? What kind of hearing is this?
A complaint?
Yes, there's a compliance hearing. I'm saying that to say you don't need a lawyer. You're not under arrest.
Right.
You are. I like to tell people I'm just calling it a heads up meeting. I'm giving you a heads up that if you don't get yourself back on track, right, a warrant can issue. Okay, that's what we're discussing. I'm giving you this heads up because probation sent me a report stating their concerns about what's going on with you. You were put on probation back in May. Okay, and so you're going over 18 hours or more without testing. You're taking 1 minute to 2 hours late to test. You're in lockout due to financial strain, and you're still taking you're testing late. And they said that you submitted a tainted temporary drug test on 7/20. Don't know what that means, but you're not taking any medications. I guess something else was in your urine or whatever. So tell me what's going on here.
Okay, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. So I'm homeless at the moment. I'm pending housing. I've been pending housing for about 2 months already. I don't have the means. As I said, I'm homeless. I'm also pending disability, so I don't have the funds to pay for the breathalyzer. And I was prescribed some medication, although the testing that I did wasn't at the same time, or was a few days before I went to my probation officer to report that I did have some additional medications that were prescribed to me.
Okay. So you're homeless. I thought you were living with your dad, or your dad is helping you out financially.
Yes, so my dad is helping me out with $150 a month financially, but I was staying with my aunt, and my aunt passed away.
Okay. So where are you living right now? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm looking for housing, Your Honor. I'm staying still at my aunt's house until they evict us. That's what I'm doing right now.
When you say us, who are you talking about?
Me and my children.
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Okay. So you're staying at, what are your children's ages?
12 and 5.
What have you done? Like, are you on that list to receive housing? Is that what you're waiting on?
Yes, I'm waiting for housing. I have already received the voucher, and I've already applied to an apartment, and I'm waiting for them to do the inspection. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. So you think that's going to be a go?
Yes, I've talked to the landlord. It's a go. I should be moving in sometime, hopefully by the end of this month. But as I've said, I've been waiting for the past 2 months. 2 months for that inspection to go through. And
Okay.
It's been one problem after another, Your Honor.
I understand. But Ms. Cherizola, I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. Like, if you're not doing the things that you should do on probation, what is going to be the alternative? Because you're on probation because you don't want to be where?
In jail.
Yeah, that is it. You're either going to do the things that we're asking you to do on probation, or an MTR will issue. And it's not just you. Like that. I mean, those are like, there are consequences to making the decision to drink and drive. And I want people to know the consequences, what those consequences are, that in the future you will say, it was too much. I will never do this again. Like that, this like deterrent behavior. Like I don't try to show people leniency because I want it to be an unpleasant experience. I want you to say, I will never make this decision again. Because it's, to me, as a judge that presides over misdemeanors, I see that as my job, that if you guys are getting DWIs, then it should stop right here. Because if you get to the point where it's a felony, then really bad things are happening. If you're getting a misdemeanor on the DWI on the misdemeanor level, to me, that should be what the judges are saying. Okay, let's stop it here. Let's show them a different way so they don't get another DWI. Doesn't get to the felony. Because by the time it gets to the felony level, it's going to be something like, you think this is going to be unpleasant, right?
Yes.
What do you think is happening with people that get DWIs? So you get 2 convictions of a DWI. The third one is a felony. And I told people that I really do think that, but for the grace of God, go I. Because everyone that drinks and everyone that drives probably in their life at some point has done the 2 together. But my goal as judge is like, I have this balancing act I'm trying to do. I'm trying to honor everyone's constitutional right in there in the criminal justice system, the judiciary. However, my job is to protect the public too. So if people are on this path that they're continue to get DWIs, sooner or later something's going to happen. And if you keep making that decision, you crash and you hurt someone in the community, right? Your life, as you know it, will be over with. Your 2 kids, that family is someone that you hurt. Their life, as you know, it's over with. And that's what I'm trying to present. Like, I'm trying to prevent that next step, because the data is showing that you get 1 DWI. If there is nothing involved in like treatment or alternative behavior, you'll get another DWI. You'll get another DWI. So someone is hurt in the community. That's what I'm trying to present. I'm trying to prevent that you will ever make this decision to drink and drive in the community again. This simple misdemeanor kills people. That decision kills people. Yes, it does. In 2021 in Bexar County, we have 57 related alcohol deaths in Bexar County. That's just too many. It's just too many. Like, I want you to think about this. Like, you took this plea in May, and it was just 6 months on that PAM device. Really, November, which is 2 months, you should have been getting ready to get off of that device. Right. That's like, you want me to make the decision that the probation is telling me, well, judge, for 6 months or up, can we take the device off? And that is in your hands, because I hear what you're saying about the financial. That it's hard. Is it going to be hard? Is it unpleasant consequences? You bet that's going to happen, because those dealing with, because of the decision, there are going to be some consequences. Right?
Yes, Your Honor, I completely understand. However, according to my case, I did not drink and drive. I didn't have any alcohol in my system at all. I had marijuana in my system at the time. I completely understand and I'm completely on board, and I did not, and I apologize to the fullest that I did not mean to risk the community at large. I didn't try to risk anybody. The situation was beyond my control, considering the circumstances that I involved myself in. And I do understand and I do take full responsibility for what it was that was in my system, but I did not have any alcohol, and I just cannot.
The attorneys will say this to me. It wasn't alcohol, Judge. Do you think that matters to me? It's not the substance you're chasing, it's the high. If it's not alcohol, it'll be marijuana. If it's not marijuana, it'll be crack, it'll be cocaine. Because the substance doesn't matter. You put something in your body that altered you, that altered your behavior, that could have some consequences on the road in this community. So it doesn't matter that it was alcohol. Yeah, like it's funny that you say that. I just got back from a conference, a judicial conference, where we were talking about this very thing, marijuana instead of alcohol. People, it seems like it wasn't alcohol, Judge, it was just marijuana, like that makes it better. And it really doesn't. Think that people that are driving under the influence of marijuana, that some kind of way that's better is not. The data has just not shown that. Right. Actually, it's worse. Like if you can see the data that I've seen. But you know what? You go do your own research in that. So no, it doesn't matter to me that it wasn't alcohol, because like I tell the young defense attorneys that are before me, it is not the substance, it is the high that people are chasing, right? That's it. I want you to think about that. Do you want me to say, and come November, that it's time for this device to go off, or do you want the probation to say, Judge, she's still missing windows, she's still testing positive, or whatever's going on, and we need to extend this till the new year? That's it. I'm having this chat with you. Remember, you're not under arrest. You don't attorneys. Stay heads up.
I am willing, Your Honor, to do anything it is that you find. I'm in your hands, Your Honor. You have. Yeah. You have the reins, and I completely trust that you're going to make the right decision, and I can only comply with whatever it is that you decide to do. I'm only explaining that I just do not have the funds to pay for the device.
Okay. So have you talked with them? Have you talked to the parents people about the funding?
I'm sorry?
Have you, the people that hold that you got the device, have you had a talk with them?
Yes, I have. I've had.
Did they lower the fees for you?
No.
Why? Because I know that they have a program that if you show them that you're homeless, you show them that you work, they will cut the fees. But I know that Interlock, Smart Start, all of them have that.
I haven't been given any option with that. I have talked to them, and they have agreed to take half of the payment from what was owed, but I wasn't informed that I needed to pay an additional monies on top of what was due for the rent for the device. I was unaware of that. I've never been in trouble before. This is the first time I've ever been in jail or ever been in any kind of trouble at all, ever. I was not aware.
People that get DWIs, usually it is the first time they've ever been in trouble with the law. People that have DWIs, they're just leading their normal lives. Like I'm telling you, that they've made this decision to drink and drive, which is a very bad decision, but it's usually not, I don't know, quotations, criminals, because it's just usually someone. I mean, I've had everyone from firemen, police officers, attorneys, pediatricians, bank presidents, professors. It's just people living their lives in this community, but they've made this decision. And usually it's just like someone like you, they've never been in trouble before, but they've made the decision to drink and drive. And now here we are. I'm saying I would love to change the culture in Bexar County that this, like, we can Uber. There are many options, because this decision to drink and drive is it's going to be such a costly decision in your life, because some people lose their jobs. I even had someone that was applying to the CIA, and now he has a DWI. This decision that everyone thinks I can make it home. Everyone thinks that, instead of just Ubering or calling a friend or staying where you are, because instead of paying that $30 for an Uber, you're trying to make it home. You get a DWI, and guess what? Now you're going to be paying thousands of dollars, and you're going to be in the judiciary. You may be on probation, or you may do time. It's just, I wish that more people would make this decision on the onset. Like, I'm going out to drink tonight. I'm going to have a designated driver, or I have an Uber set up. I'm leaving this restaurant. I'm leaving this bar at 1 o'clock, and I have my Uber ready to pick me up. Like, that's forethought, because you're not doing that. Now here we are having this talk, right? Alcohol, marijuana, whatever. Like, I'm not saying that I like a nice glass of wine. Like, I'm not saying people don't drink. I'm just saying the decision to drink and drive, that is the issue. That is the harm that is being caused in this community. And now we're having this talk because you made a decision. You have children. You don't work. Can you afford this? No, you can't, right? Okay. Look what this has done to your life. You made that decision, and you putting yourself and your children in an even more tighter financial situation. And I'm not lessening. I'm not showing any leniency. Like I said, I want you to say, this was hard, Judge. I promise you I'll never do this again. This was so hard for my children and I. Don't do that. Don't make this decision again, because I don't want people to come to court and say, you know what, I got in trouble, but the judge went easy on me. It wasn't so bad. No, I want you to say, this was hard. I'll never make this decision again. So, Charles, what is the probation saying?
Judge, the recommendation for probation is to, in lieu of the PAM device, to have her do the swabs twice a week.
No, that's not happening.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm not taking the device away. She's going to continue that device. I mean, if she does well for the next 2 months, I will consider taking that device off. That's in her hands, right? That's in her hands. And I'm hoping, Charles, can we bring her back let's bring her back in November, because if she's done very well and got herself on track and not missed those windows, I will consider taking this device off. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that'll be your 6 months, ma'am. Okay. And come to, right, Charles? We put her on probation in May. So
yes,
November.
She's had the device since May. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ma'am, come November, 6 months. If you get yourself back on track, stop missing these windows and whatever's going on with the UAs, I will definitely consider taking this device off of your vehicle. Okay.
Okay. It's a home device, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The in-home. Yeah, I read that. It's in him. I will consider removing that requirement from the rest of your probation. Okay. It's in your hands, right? You heard me. There are going to be some consequences for that decision. All right. These are the consequences. But I'm telling you, we come back. Booker, give me a reset in November. Charles, what is the day in November?
Hold on, let me pull up a calendar, Judge.
She got put on probation on May 1st. So November 1st?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to make sure the date's available.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. November 1st will be a Wednesday in person.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do it. Ma'am, would you prefer a Zoom day or in-person day?
An in-person day is fine.
Okay. All right. So November 1st, showtime. Okay. I want to hear a good report. I don't want to hear any more skip tests or anything. You can do this. That's just 2 months away. Think how much money you'll be saving you, time. It's in your hands. I don't want to hear any excuses. Okay. No excuses. Show me that you can do this, and I'll order that device removed on November 1st. Okay. Okay. Booker, you give it a reset.
Yes, sir. I updated it.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have any idea what the name of that program would be for the Intoxabox?
Well, Charles, who did she get her device through?
Through Intoxalock, Judge.
Okay. I know Intoxalock has that program, Smart Start. I met with them about, reducing the fees for, right? I know they demand a lot. They want to see all the paperwork and everything, but I know both of those programs have that, right? Am I correct, Charles?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. She just needs to make them aware that she is financially indigent. And I'll make a note for her officer to contact them as well.
Okay. All right. That I can't do it. I can't reduce the price for the ignition inline, the in-home device. Believe me, I have tried, because actually I think it's very unfair that the legislature demanded this, but they gave no concession that the judges can order this. It's like in their hands. Like, they're not the judges. I'm the judge. I can make the decision. So I get on a soapbox about it. Believe me, I've met with them. Like, you know, it's like we have this captive audience of people that have to get ignition interlocks, but they made no concessions for a city like Bexar County that has a high rate of, you know, people that live below the poverty line. That what about set asides for people that cannot afford this device? If you guys are going to mandate that this device should be on card, then okay, some people are not going to be able to afford this. Not saying I wasn't even saying don't order people not to get this device. I'm saying, well, how about the people that cannot afford this device? And so, as a new judge, some years back, I tried to order this device. Like, well, you know what? You don't have to pay then. Oh my God. I set up a nuclear bomb. You would not believe the upset of what happened. Judge Huff, you can't do that. You can't do that. These are third-party contracts. You know, they make contract. Oh, I was told. So yeah, I really do personally think that if the legislature is going to mandate this, that these companies should have set aside that the judiciary acknowledges that people can't pay, not them. So they get to decide that you can't pay, not on the judiciary, and you're in the judiciary, but yet you have to get these devices. So yeah, anyway, I get on a soapbox about it because I really do think that it's a captive audience that they have. Somebody's making a lot of money. I can tell you that. All right, Miss Sherry Zola, I will see you November 1st. I'm pulling for you, ma'am. I want you to have a good report so I can have that device, order that device off at home, in-home device, that condition gone. Okay, I don't have a problem doing that. I want to do that. I want to reward you for doing well in your probation.
Another thing, Your Honor, is the device is about $170 a month, and my father only helps me with $150 a month, and my housing is going to be $120 in rent.
Okay, so let's like what Charles said. Let's talk to usually what they'll do is like they'll knock half of it off. Like if it's 170. With half of that, they'll knock half of it off. I've seen them do that before, but I know it's a lot of hoops that make you jump through to get that. Okay, but Charles says he's telling your probation officer about to contact them, like whatever they need from you to get the deduction in that fee, then you give them the paperwork. Okay. All right, ma'am. You are free to go. I will see you November 1st. Okay.
All right. Why are you always late for court? And I won't say always, 90% of the time.
No, I'm here.
You were late.
And I was not told about coming here today.
All right. And then I told you to be back at 1:30.
I was sitting outside and then I had to go to the restroom. I sat, she even saw me sitting there.
Why? My question is, why are you late for court?
Today I am late because I was not told.
All right. She's up for jury trial. All right. You can take the cuffs off. You're going to jury trial. Okay.
I am Kimberly Blade.
Good afternoon, and sir, you are Michael Anthony Blade, is that correct?
The beneficiary, not the other person, so that
I'm sorry?
the beneficiary and not the artificial person, sir.
Okay, I don't know what you mean by that. What is it? What's your name?
I'm the beneficiary, Michael, of the Blade
Right,
family.
I understand. You're the beneficiary of Michael Blade, but what is your name?
Your Honor, I'm the beneficiary of the estate, Michael Anthony Blade.
So is he deceased, or are you his guardian, or what?
For Michael Anthony Blade, the artificial person, I am the agent.
I don't understand you, sir. In any event, Miss Blade, do you recognize the person on the screen?
I do.
Is that your husband, Michael Blade?
Yes.
Okay, all right. The court tried to call you this morning, Miss Blade, but the phone number you provided on your summons was an invalid phone number. It was not a right phone number. We called you at 734-747-0378. That's the number you had, and first said
I've
that's
never
not your
given
phone
that number. That's not my number, and I've never given that number.
No, that's the phone number we had for Kimberly Blade. Miss Kimberly Blade, we attempted to call you this morning. and your phone number that you reference on your summons that you prepared is wrong. In any event, the court cannot enter the judgment as presented. It's got all kinds of red stamps on it, and it's got things crossed out. And the court, the reason the court was calling you, if you could come down this afternoon, we can get the two of you divorced if you want to get divorced. And we can give you another form, and I can explain it to you, walk you through it. For example, someone said that there's a paragraph about the domicile of the child should not be moved from the state of Michigan without the consent of it's got to be the consent of the court. And Mr. Blade, you're correct. If she wants to move, she's got to seek the permission of the court. She must notify you in advance. So you'll be aware of all that. So I want to walk through these provisions with you. You've crossed some things out which are simply not acceptable under the law. So both of you live locally.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind repeating that, sir?
You regret coming down here. There's all kinds of red stamps in here. It says non-assumpsit. I don't know what that means, but it's all over the page. The court cannot sign this judgment. So what the court would like to do is sometime we can personally come down here and I can walk you through. We can prepare a clean judgment. For example, somebody's crossed out. For example, it's a paragraph about real estate, and someone says does not apply. Well, there are two choices: either you own real estate and needs to be divided, or there's not real estate. So you need to address that. The court will not enter the judgment without these provisions being addressed. They're required in any judgment divorce. We must divide pension benefits. If you each keep your own, that's fine. If there are none, we need to note that. So this judgment is not acceptable. We can't get divorced today. So, Ms. Blade, you live in Inkster, correct?
That's correct.
Is there a time you can both come in personally on Monday, and we can, if you want to get divorced, you've been separated since the last 4 years. Let's not drag us out any longer.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, can you come down, Mr. Beneficiary? Can you come down also personally?
Your Honor, what we need is simply a divorce. That's all we need, your jurisdiction.
That's correct. The court will not sign this judgment of divorce that's been presented. I don't know who made all these red stamps. There are things crossed out. I can walk this through with both of you, but you need both of you to sign to prove the judgment.
Sir,
So I'm suggesting the easiest way for this to happen is both of you come down here personally. If you come down on Monday, we can get you divorced on Monday.
sir, anything I sign will have stamps.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the stamps mean.
Non-assumpsit means that I do not have liability for the state enterprise.
Sir, you're making no sense. If you want to put one stamp, but you got a dozen stamps all over this. Unacceptable. So what time do you want to come down on Monday?
That contract that I do not agree with, and those are the terms of the contract in which I.
All right. Ms. Blade, you need to hire an attorney then. You need to hire an attorney, Mr. Blade. I don't know. I don't know if he's got, I don't know if he has some incapacities, but he's not talking common sense. I don't know what you need in order to get divorced. So can you both come down on Monday or no? Simple question.
I can.
I have work Monday. I've taken off work to handle this matter.
Well, can you drive down right now down to Monroe?
Yes, I can.
I thought you said you took off work today, Mr. Blade.
Yes, sir.
You live in Newport. You're probably, 10 minutes away?
I no longer live in Newport, sir.
All right. All right, so perhaps the clerk could take some brief testimony. There's been a breakdown. There's only that there's 3 minor children. I can take a brief testimony. I can preserve everything, but I can't get you divorced until we sign the written judgment. So can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Miss Blade? You need to unmute yourself. Cannot hear you, Miss Blade.
I do.
Okay. All right, to start with you, Miss Blade, can you please state your name and current address for the record?
My name is
Miss Blade, Kimberly Blade. Can you please state your name and current address for the record and need to unmute yourself?
30085 Pine Street, Inkster, Michigan, 48141.
Thank you. Miss Blade, is it true that you filed a complaint for divorce with this court on about May 4th, 2023?
Yes.
Is it further true that on the date you signed that complaint that you lived in the county of Monroe for 10 days, the state of Michigan, at least 6 months prior to filing?
Can you repeat that?
Is it true that on the date you filed that complaint, which was May 4th, that you lived in the county of Monroe for at least 10 days and the state of Michigan at least 6 months?
You didn't live-
I didn't stay in county, the Monroe County. It's been
I understand you didn't stay there. Did you live in Monroe County 10 days before filing this? For example, did you live in Monroe County the last week of April of this year?
No.
Well, you may need to refile in Wayne County then. You live in Inkster, Wayne County. You need to file in the county in which you reside.
Yes.
I did. I went through this agency, a legal Zoom divorce, and they did it that way because Michael was in Monroe.
All right. Okay, we can establish jurisdiction with Michael.
No, not this. No.
We'll address that. Mrs. Blade, is it true that you married Michael Blade on May 2nd, 2016? You separated in September of 2020.
Yes.
Is it true there's been a breakdown of your marriage relationship?
Yes.
Have the object of matrimony been destroyed?
Yes.
Is there any chance of reconciliation?
No.
Is it true there are 3 children born of the marriage, namely Boy Blade, Kingston Blade, and Killian Blade?
Yes.
Were there any other children born or adopted during your marriage?
No.
Are you currently pregnant?
No.
Okay, sir, can you, Mr. Blade, did you live in the county of Monroe, state of Michigan in late April of 2023?
I live in the domicile of the United States of America Republic, sir.
Okay, what do you have to, was it Monroe County, Michigan?
The domicile of the United States of America Republic.
All right. The court's not going to play games. The court's going to dismiss this complaint for lack of jurisdiction, Ms. Blade. Mr. Blade will not acknowledge he lived in Monroe County, state of Michigan. So I'm going to dismiss this complaint for lack of jurisdiction. Need to refile in Wayne County. And I'm sorry if Mr. Blade won't cooperate with you. He's not going to cooperate with the court. I'm not going to play games. The court will dismiss this complaint. Now we'll conclude the matter. You can all zoom out. We'll send you both a copy of the dismissal. And Mr. Blade, we have your address of 8565 Gidget Court, Newport. That's where we're going to send the order of dismissal. All right, you can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day. You're still married. No sovereign Moors.